Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to a little bit more of tarot guidance for the collective. All right, my beautiful people. So, with me, Julie Poole, welcome or welcome back. Thank you for being here. This is general guidance for everybody, all signs, all right? And it is what is coming through at the moment, okay? So a bit of general guidance for you. So get yourself a cup of tea, cup of coffee, put your feet up, get comfy. Let's see what we've got coming through for the collective. Okay, my lovely people. What's decked? I think I want to dive straight in with the tarot, actually. Okay, what are the messages for the collective at this time, please? This is a timeless reading. I'm saying at this time, and what I mean by that is when you find it. When you find this reading, when it resonates for you, if it resonates at all. If it doesn't, that's okay. Maybe it's not quite the right time. You need to come back to it perhaps in a week or two. That's all right. Okay, so we've got the Page of Swords. They're telling me 9. Okay, all right. We've got the Chariot, victory, moving forward. All right, we've got the 2 of Wands, the 9 of Swords, middle of the reading. We've got the King of Wands with the Palace of Wands, the 7 of Wands, the Lovers, and the 9 of Wands. Okay, all right. Let's add in a little bit more detail. Okay, I'm going to use the Wisdom of the Oracle. Couple of messages, please. What do you want to tell the collective about the energy at this time? We've got Observer and Clean It Up. It doesn't surprise me at all. Let's have one of these as well. This is the Energy Oracle. We've got the Magician and the Mirror. Okay, let's get your affirmations out. Okay, what's the collective message, please, for them to be focusing on at this time, those that are drawn to this reading? What's the collective message? I believe in me. Lovely. And I am growing beautiful new relationships and improving the ones I already have. Okay, let's get a couple of these. These are the Everyday Spirit Guide affirmation cards. Those are mine from Hoping to Having. Okay, for the collective, please. Thank you. Balance and recycle. Okay, right. Let's have a look what's going on then. Okay, so the center of the reading, the King of Wands. I love this. This is such a powerful energy. Empowered. The King of Wands is dynamic, determined, focused, doesn't give up, absolutely believes in himself, all right, and his goals and what he wants to achieve. He doesn't back down. He doesn't run away. He just goes for it. This is go for it is what's coming through very strongly. Go for it. Now, in whatever area that is for you, this could be about relationships, it could be about job, it could just be about your growth at the moment. We are all of us in this growth spurt. Now, that can be quite uncomfortable. I don't know about you, if you can recall back to childhood, but I remember having growth spurts as a child, and my legs hurt a lot as I was growing, very tall for a young girl. But whether you grow a little bit or whether you grow a lot, growing pains can be uncomfortable. Now, we are in this time of growth. So everything is being sort of stretched and pulled and shifted for you to be able to examine. They're showing me an elastic band, okay? And you can stretch it and stretch it and stretch it. Now, for some of you, it will get to the point where you stretch it till it snaps. They're showing me it's snapping. Okay, now what does this mean? You tug on a thread. This is their words. I'm just listening to what my team is saying. Tug on a thread and see, does it stretch and grow or does it snap? That thread can be within your relationships, your job, within the way you treat yourself, within any area. So I want you to just sit with that for a minute. You know, you might be sitting there thinking, what is she talking about? This makes no sense to me. just allow it to just sink in for a little minute. I'm in a growth spurt. That means my relationships will grow or snap. Sometimes we need to leave people behind because they're not growing with us, or we need to distance ourselves from them because we're growing in different directions. Okay, here's another one they're showing me. As you grow in different directions, it tugs on that elastic more and more until either you come back in, having had that growth, you come back in together, or it snaps and you carry on going in different directions. Now, that could be romantic partners, that could be friendships, that could be jobs, any area of life. Okay, apply it to your own circumstances. But this growth spurt that we're in is all about allowing things to stretch, to see, do they, okay, right, thanks, do they move and morph into their new form? Yeah, because if you stretch an elastic band enough, it will actually stay stretched. Others will ping back, others will snap. This is exploratory time of pull the thread and see, does it unravel completely and it's just a loose end and it had no foundation, or does it stretch and grow? All right. If that makes sense to you, I hope it does. But that's what they're talking about. Now, one of the areas that is being stretched is your belief in yourself. All right. Now, we often will start with a little bit of belief. I kind of believe in myself. Well, I believe a little bit. Can we stretch that to really believe in myself, that I am amazing, that I am magnificent, that I am master manifester, that I can create, that I can transform? Can I stretch that belief in myself until it is absolutely at the max? Okay, because your belief in yourself will not snap. Okay, because it's got its roots very deeply embedded deep within your soul and your I am presence and your God force. You know, God doesn't get to the point of saying, oh, well, I kind of, stop there about believing in myself and I can't really believe in myself anymore. There is this total, okay, thank you. Explore, okay, give me the words again, please. I missed that. Exploratory diving into your sense of empowerment, your sense of self-belief, your sense of achievement. You're diving into this. Okay, that's one of the things that is being. Okay, right, thanks. Okay, they keep interrupting. All right, sorry. So it might feel a bit disjointed. They're saying this is the core thing that is being stretched, the belief in yourself. When that happens, as you believe in yourself more and you believe in your power more, your deservability raises, your standards raise, then you pull on other threads to see if, is that actually right for me? Is that good enough for me? Is that worthy of me? Because I believe in myself so much. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, as your self-belief comes up, you might examine your job and say, I deserve better. You might examine your relationship and think, what am I doing with you? I left you behind years ago and I didn't even notice because we've grown in completely different directions, or you haven't grown at all and I have, and we just have no resonance. We just don't match anymore. These growing pains are going to go on for the next few months and potentially the next 18 months. We're stretching and growing in multiple areas, and that's going to bring change. Okay, so it's all about this self-belief. I believe in me. Now, underneath it, we've got the recycle card. Old is the new. Give it another chance. Revive it. All right. And this is linking in with this belief. So the old is the wants to come forward. I used to believe in me. And I need to recycle that and bring it back. Because I tell you, every child is born with absolute self-belief. You look at any toddler, they've got the self-confidence of God. They believe they can be anything, do anything. They're unlimited. They're excited. They're in that space. That's all of us. And then gradually somebody says to you, oh, you can't do that, or that's impossible, or don't be silly. And we start to shut it down. Right, this is the time. 2025 and 2026, this is the time where we are pulling that back up, stretching it back up, awakening it back up. This self-belief that is a natural part of you and who you truly are. So we're going to recycle it. All right, we're going to give it another chance. You know, sometimes you believe in yourself and then something doesn't come off. Like, you know, I'm going to start that business, and you start it and it doesn't come off. So rather than say perhaps it wasn't the right business or it wasn't the right time, but I grew from it and I learned from it, instead of that, you'll say, well, I believed in me that I could do it and I couldn't, so I'm not going to believe in me anymore. We shut it down. Okay, this is the time. You are reawakening that. You are pulling it back up. You're pulling it back out. Okay? Right. So I want you to examine your level, and they're saying it would be helpful to score it. All right? Score it out of 10 or score it out of 100. Where's my self-belief? All right? My belief in myself that I can achieve, that I'm amazing, that I'm worthy, that I'm deserving. Where are those scores? And when you've scored them, you might say, well, I'm 7 out of 10 on that, and I'm 4 out of 10 on that, and I'm 2 out of 10 on that. Right, okay, then you're aware of it. Don't beat yourself up. Say, what can I do to improve it? What can I do to bring that up? And was that a learned behaviour, a taught behaviour? Because I used to believe in myself, and now I've been taught not to believe in myself. Well, I need to relearn that I can believe in myself. So we're going to bring it up, all right? Now, this is what happens when I do these readings. You know, that's not necessarily what the King of Wands is about. He does have self-belief, but this is what my team are telling me to share with you, okay? So the King of Wands is self-belief. He's also dynamic and determined and resilient, and he doesn't give up, and he keeps going forward, and he finds a way. Can you find a way? Or do you say, blocked, no door open there, I'll turn around and go back the other way? Or do we say, okay, maybe I need to just push the door a little harder and it'll open. Maybe there's another door adjacent that I haven't quite seen yet that I could try. We're going to keep pushing forward, all right? Now, they want to talk about these two cards now. I am growing beautiful new relationships and improving the ones I already have. Okay, so we're open for this ability to connect with new friends, new work colleagues, new clients, new customers, new lovers, to improve the existing relationships and to bring them into balance. Okay, these two are going together. So things are balancing out, equal give and take, find your balance. And this is within relationships, okay? Now, very often relationships can go out of balance, and we need to be aware of it and then bring them back into balance. Now, as we're pulling and stretching on this, because of this growth spurt, some of those relationships will snap. And it's saying, that's okay. It was completely off balance and it's keeping me off balance. So as I allow it to snap and let go, I will ping back into my own balance and then allow myself to move forward. So that can be a time of letting go and saying to yourself, and in a belief way, right? Not just saying it, believing it. Those relationships that are still standing after they've been stretched and tested are the relationships that stand the test of time. The ones that will come with me, the ones that continue in my life going forward. Those that snap and ping away, I've left them behind for a reason, because they're no longer part of me, my life, my future. They're no longer resonating. And it's time to just say thank you for your friendship, your relationship, thank you, but it's time to let go. So this is a time of immense growth to bring us into balance, to improve and increase this belief in ourselves. So I want to come into these two now, and then we'll talk about this before we go into the tarot. This observer card, we just had the new moon, but this reading is for the next few weeks. the next few months whenever it resonates for you. So don't worry about that. But here's the fox sitting on the egg, observing the moon. All right, the card is the observer. Now, the fox represents the wily old fox. Okay, he's intelligent, he has strategy, he works things out, he's clever. He's looking at the moon through a telescope so he can see the detail. And the moon represents what's unseen, what's hidden, our fears, our insecurities, what's deeper down within us, that we observe it and we allow it to come up. What am I feeling? Why am I feeling that? What's triggered that? Where did that come from? We then ask all these questions and we come into this awareness. So you're examining everything on a deep level. And as you do, you then step into this clean it up energy. Now the stag represents leadership, okay? So you are the leader of your life, your future, and your past. Number 21 is a 3. Threes are about threes are about growth and expansion. So in order for us to grow and stretch, we observe where that stretch is, what the discomfort is, what the fears are. We observe it and then we clean it up. We allow ourselves to heal, to release, to clean up thinking, attitudes, behaviors, addictions, neediness, all of that. We're leaving all that behind. We don't need it. It's not part of us anymore. So we're observing, we're cleaning. Now, the Magician and the Mirror. I love this card. It's different than the tarot. When we have the Magician in the tarot, it's purely about alchemy and creating, okay? This one is a little different. Magician and the Mirror. The mirror is all about the reflection back to you of behaviors, actions, life. What is the mirror saying? What is the mirror showing you? Yes, you're in the Magician energy, but we need to look in the mirror. Who am I? What do I feel? What do I want? Why do I want it? Why is it important? Why is it not important? You're doing a lot of this, asking these questions, observing, using your magic to clean it up, to heal, to release, to let go. And you are looking at the reflection in the mirror, right? As I've said to you many times, oftentimes, you don't get what you want, you get what you are. Your vibration, your thinking, your resonance, your energy is a magnetic force that draws to it a like matching vibration. So, for example, if you find that as you tug and pull on these threads, on these elastic bands, when you stretch things, if you find that underneath there is a lot of disrespect or resentment or anger, or hostility or rudeness, what's the mirror here? And the mirror, we tend to think about how other people treat us is the mirror. It's not. It's a mirror of how we treat ourselves. You might be ever so kind with other people, but you experience unkindness often. And you think, well, that's not a mirror. I'm really kind. Why am I experiencing unkindness? And that is a reflection of who you are with you. You might be really kind with other people, but are you kind to yourself? You might be really respectful of other people, but do you respect yourself? You might believe in other people, but do you believe in yourself? It's a reflection of you. So let's observe, let's clean. It's quite intense, this message, isn't it? But it's all about your choice. You have free will. You have the power. You can ignore it. You can say, oh no, I can't be doing with that. Especially in January, February, this is a time, in the Northern Hemisphere, it's dark, it's dingy, it's cold, it's miserable. I don't want to do any of that internal work. But you see, this is the best time. This is the best time. Winter is hibernation. It's when everything dies down and then the new growth comes back from dormancy. So you're in that new growth coming from the dormancy that you're stepping into. Now, for my beautiful watchers down under, and you're in the middle of your summer, we can use it in a similar way. You watch the way everything grows like mad in the warmth of the sun and the light and the longer daylight hours. Everything's growing. You're growing. This is a time to reflect, to heal, to stretch, to test yourself and that which is important around you. So if I pull on that thread, what happens? Does it unravel and I find that I'm holding on to something that I thought was firmly attached, and actually it's loose. It's not attached to anything. Now love, excuse me, let me just get a mouthful of coffee. Love doesn't attach. What we love is free-flowing energy going towards it from the heart, from the energy. It doesn't attach, all right? When we're attached to somebody, that isn't love, that's need. It's dependency. It's insecurity. When we are in the trust and the flow, which is what love is, there isn't an attachment. So we want to be able to say, it's a little bit like that analogy about birds, you know, set them free. If they're meant to come back, they'll fly back to you. If they fly away, they weren't meant to be. Don't cage anything. Don't pin it down, tie it down. So some inner work here, some observational work, if you choose to, you don't have to, so that you can increase this self-belief, so that you can grow beautiful new relationships and improve the ones you already have. The ones that are meant to stay will improve, will strengthen, will come into balance, because we're bringing this self-belief back up. So coming to the tarot then, this row here, Page of Swords. Page of Swords tends to be a card of research. I'm going to look into things. I'm going to explore. It's a card of communication, opening up new opportunities for communication. So I'm going to explore me and you and our relationship and how solid it is and how stretchable it is, how flexible it is. That can create some anxiety. You know, I don't want to test it in my break. And it's safer to just leave it alone. And I get it. The Nine of Swords is recognizing that that's a bit hairy, scary. There's fear around that. That's anxiety. That's sleepless nights. Should I test it? Ooh, scary, scary. But what happens if I do and I find that actually it has no substance? The substance fell away a long time ago. And I'm, basing this important relationship on a false belief. Let's be real, and I'd rather know, and then I can build something stronger and better. So yes, we recognize it, but we're looking into it and we are exploring options. Now I like the fact that the Seven of Wands is underneath this. Seven of Wands is the courage of your convictions. It's standing up for yourself. It's protecting and defending yourself. I know what I want. I'm the magician. I figured it out. I've observed. And now I'm going to communicate it. And it is a bit scary, but I'm going to stand in my power. I'm going to stand in my truth. And I'm going to say, this is important to me. And no, I'm not backing down. I want to take this forward. The Chariot is taking you forward to a different place. If we look at this top row with the Page of Swords, as I examine with that Observer card and research and explore and reach out and communicate, then I can take things forward in a different direction. The Two of Wands is the world opening up to you. Different doors opening, different paths opening. It's getting out of your comfort zone. It's trying something different. So the Chariot, which is victory and success and forward movement, is moving you towards something different because we've explored, because we've communicated. Perhaps we sat down with our friend or our partner or ourselves and said, I want this to grow and stretch and be more flexible. I want this, I want that. You're talking, you're stretching, and then it's moving forward, either with or without them. But it's moving forward in a different way. So even if you have a good chat with your other half and you find that, they're feeling a little bit stifled too. We want to grow it. We want to stretch it. We want to expand it. Now we're moving forward together on a new path. That is just better for us both. So this middle row going this way, this anxiety, when we can step into the King of Wands, that self-belief, I deserve it, I'm standing up for myself, we get to the Palace of Wands, which is a place, an environment where we're in our power. It's where the king lives. It's where the king is residing. So I now feel empowered in my home, in my world, in my life, and in my power. So yes, there's anxiety, but we're going to take this self-belief to say, I'm moving myself into a better place by following the courage of my convictions and listening to my heart. I'm making a choice, I'm making a decision to move my world into a place that is less of a battle, less exhausting, less draining. The Nine of Wands is the battle-weary soldier. Life has been hard, hasn't it? It's been a battle. We're moving into a time, excuse me, we're moving into a time where life wants to become more at ease. That doesn't necessarily say easy, but easier. More at ease, more balanced, more in harmony, more authentic, more fitting who you are now, more living from the heart and your empowerment. So we're coming to the end of this struggle. We're not going to let it drag on and on and on for another 10 years. We're moving towards the end of it. But the thing is with him, he's sitting on the steps there, battle weary, he's having a little rest, and then he's going to push on, he's going to push through. Right? And so if we come down this way, this different direction takes us into far more empowerment, but is a bit of an effort. And as we know, growth, as we said at the beginning, can be uncomfortable, but it's worth it. This is a card of tenacity, of resilience, of not giving up, of keep going. So looking at this middle row coming down this way, because we've gone that way and we've come down, we want to look at this way as well. We're moving things forward in a victorious way into our power in regards to loving relationships with the lovers there, but also in terms of following the heart, not the head. Because the head will tell you to leave things alone, leave things as they are. The ego will say, you know, we're good as we are, just don't rattle anything, don't rock the boat. But the heart will say, but I'm dissatisfied and I feel stifled or I feel stagnant. The heart is saying, I need to grow, I need to expand, and I need to push through the fear. So I'm going to take that victory. I'm taking my power. I'm making a decision that I am moving myself forward in my determined self-belief, the courage of my convictions, to move myself towards greater expansion and growth. All right? Okay. Do we want to clarify? No, but we want some angel and unicorn cards. All right. Okay. These, excuse me, these are the angels of Atlantis. What else do you want to say to the collective, please? What do you want to share? Archangel Michael with patience, Zaphael with compassion, and Raphael with earth force. Look at those for a minute and then we'll come into some more angel cards in a different deck. Patience. When we're growing and stretching, it doesn't happen overnight. It's over several weeks, several months, and often several years. So be patient that everything is growing at exactly the right time, in the right force, in the right pressure, okay? You know, when those bones in our legs as a child, when they start growing and stretching, they don't, you know, burst forth overnight and you've suddenly grown 6 inches since yesterday. It takes months. So we're allowing the natural growth. We're not going to hold it back, but we're not going to force it. We're going to embrace it. We're going to encourage it, but then we're going to allow it to grow at its own pace. So I want you to be patient and I want you to be compassionate. Zaphael is here with compassion. Be compassionate with yourself and be compassionate with the people around you and the relationships around you, particularly when you're stretching and testing them. Be compassionate, be patient, but use the force of Raphael here, the earth force, the power to expand and grow. Right? Everything comes from the earth in terms of its growth. The trees, the plants, everything is growing and stretching. The power of the earth is there. And we are grounded to the earth with gravity, with our energy. It's our life force comes from the earth as well. Yeah, they're saying explain. Okay, so they're saying tell them what you mean by that. Okay, our power comes from the earth force. Think about how you feel after you've been in nature for a little while, when you've had your feet on the ground, whether it's on the sand on a beach, whether it's on the grass in a park or a field or a meadow, whether it's on the rocks where you're climbing over rocks. The power that we get, the balance that we get, everything kind of comes into balance, doesn't it? You just go out for half an hour into nature, have a walk, and you always come home feeling better. Why? Part of it is that exercise, that movement, but it's far more than that. We've absorbed energy from the earth and we've released energy, stress, tiredness, overthinking. The mind can empty. Yeah, the mind, when we get in the garden, we get out into nature, the mind just calms down and we absorb this energy. So just trusting that the earth force is going to give you all the energy that you need in this growth spurt, give you all the power that you need from a place of loving compassion. Don't push it, don't rush it. Okay, you pull that band too hard, too fast, it's bound to snap. But if you pull it at the right pace for you, if it's meant to stretch, it'll stretch. If it snaps, it was weak, it was frayed, it was brittle, it's going to snap. Let it, as Mel Robinson would say, let it, let them, just allow. Okay, right, let's see what the Oracle of the Angels want to add. Quite strong, empowering, healing messages here for you, you know, for us. We have health, higher thought, and never alone. Look at the support that is around you. Health. When we feel stuck and trapped and living the wrong life or being in the wrong relationship, it impacts our health on every level. Mentally, emotionally, physically, energetically. Let's look at how is my life and the way I'm living my life impacting my health. Is it supporting it or is it destroying it? Without your health, there's nothing. Okay, when people say what's the most important thing to you, you know, people will come up with a dozen different answers. But you ask somebody who doesn't have their health, what's the most important? They're like, energy, health, well-being. This is where we need to focus, because with that energy within us, then we can make these changes. If the energy isn't there, it's difficult to do that. So look at your world and your life and ask yourself, how is it impacting your health? Is it supporting you? Is it reducing you? If it's reducing you, what can you do to make changes? It might be that you're in a job which is exhausting and draining and toxic and stressful, and your health's getting worse and worse. Is it time then to find a different job? Same thing with relationships. If, you know, every time you go visit that family member, it makes you feel ill, it makes you stressed, it gives you all sorts of issues with your health, then is it time to not visit very often or not visit at all? Look at how your world and life is impacting your health and then make a decision, make a choice, because there's the Lover's card underneath, decisions and choices. My health matters. I believe in me. I believe that my health can vastly improve if I'm living the right circumstances and I remove the stress and the imbalance. So we're going to step into the higher thought, the higher mind, the higher self, the God force. What does my higher self think about this? What does my intuition think about this? What does my advanced awareness think about this? We step into that higher thought and the answers will come. And ask your angels to support you and help you. It's a beautiful image here of the angel. Let me just bring it up to show you. There's that woman holding her awareness. That might be a crystal in her hand, but it doesn't have to be. It's energy. Holding the awareness of her heart, her light, and asking her angels for help and support, and they will be there. They will always be there. Their job is to support you, but you need to ask for it. Thank you for helping me. Thank you for supporting me, for holding me, for balancing me. Thank you for helping me to step into my higher mind, my higher thought. I am with you, is what they're saying. I am with you. All right. Let's get you some unicorn cards to finish off. These are high vibrational energies, okay? The magic of the unicorns. Final messages, please, for my beautiful soul seekers watching this. Create your vision and be a beacon. Be a beacon. Well, my voice is very croaky this morning, isn't it? Let's have a look at these. Create your vision. Do what makes your heart sing. You are being nudged forward. Look at that beautiful rainbow. Look at the path. The unicorn is there saying, follow me. Do what makes your heart sing. You are being nudged forward. Number 3, expansion. And be a beacon. 36. Be an inspiration. Light the way for others. Be a beacon of light. All right. So, my beautiful collective, that's what I have for you. It's the energies and the messages coming through for you. I hope it was helpful. If it was, give it a like, share, and if you haven't yet, do think about subscribing. All right, I'm going to pop up here the playlist for these collective readings. There may be something else there for you in one of those other videos, and I'm going to pop up here as well the links to, or the videos about the upcoming workshops if you would like to join me in person for the day as we step into the most empowering healing manifesting energy. All right, we've got London, Orlando and Vancouver coming up live in person this year. All right, so I'll pop that up there as well, and I'll be back next week with some more of the individual signs. Okay, next week's going to be Cancer and Leo and Virgo. The others so far up to that are already up. Have a little look, and I'll see you next time. Okay, take care. Lots of love. Bye bye.